Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday. Welcome to Takeaway Tuesday with Tina. Today is International Women's Day. I am glad you could join me. As they say, you should always take care of yourself. So always have a little bit to drink. Hydrate yourself on water. Make sure you have enough. Anyways, thank you for joining me. I'm glad you are here. My name is Tina Kverkic. I'm a Canadian independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm located just east of Toronto. Let me know if you are on, where you're from. Good morning, Lynn. I'm glad you could join me. And today is International Women's Day. Isn't that exciting? A day just for us. And I think we should all do some self-care. One of them is to drink lots of water. There we go. I don't think I'm supposed to drink 8 of these, but I've got a good start. Anyways, it's all about self-care, and let's make sure that we are doing that for ourselves. Good morning, Cindy and Gail. Are you taking care of yourself? Miriam, are you doing a good job taking care of yourself? Faye and Liz, you know what? You are all very special. So, what are you doing to take care of yourself today? I think part of self-care is acceptance of ourselves. And today I'm actually writing an article about that and our crafting world. So if you want, make sure you are part of my weekly newsletter. I've listed the link above. If you are not there, I'm going to be talking about this week self-care and why we need to do that for ourselves, and part of it is all about accepting the imperfections of ourselves and in crafting. So I don't want to get too much into it, otherwise, it won't be a surprise when you read the newsletter. So I don't know about you, but I am totally imperfect, and I am good with that. So I think that's great just the way I am. And actually, I like to think when I create or make cards, yes, I do make mistakes. And you know what? That is okay. And that's what makes it special. Sometimes I'll glue it and it will be crooked, and the person that glues things crooked knows that they're going to get something from me. Or, you know what? I may stamp a little off and maybe a little dark on one side. But you know what? I can always turn that paper over and do it again. So let's all be imperfect in our crafting world. So, like I said, thank you for joining me. And what I'm going to be doing today is we are going to be making slimline cards. So if you have your package, okay, I know your package came quite large this time, but in your package, make sure you pull out the black cardstock, okay? So you're going to pull out the black cardstock. And there are some pieces. These are, I don't know about you, it could be the same color, I can't remember. They are the pale papaya, and we're going to walk through these. Make sure you have your trimmer close by because we need that. And you may want to have close by some basic white extra cardstock just in case. You don't want to create it exactly the way I am going to show you. So have that, and I am going to be using actually Momento Black, and I'm actually going to show you today how I'm going to put some ink on my Momento Black because it's kind of drying out a bit, so I'm going to show you that. And have a stamp set ready. I have decided, my stamp set is far away. 1 second. Let me grab it. I'm going to be using the Happy Hedgehogs, there we go, with this, because I want to do a little picture on it. So I've got my Happy Hedgehogs along with my Happy Hedgehogs punch, so you get to see that today. So make sure you have those items ready. Good morning, Sandra and Miriam. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, it's a sunny day. It is actually not, I can't tell, I'm in the basement. So if you want, as I mentioned, I'm going to be using some stamp sets. If you don't have a catalog, let me know and I will mail it out. I can send you the annual and the mini catalog. I've got a few of them ready for mailing, just need some names. If you don't have a catalog, comment below and I will pop one out into the mail for you. Okay, let me know when you are ready to craft and you have those items ready. In the packages, I do write out what you should be having. So this was last week, so this week the items should be there. If they are missing something from there, I do apologize. I was making quite a few of these, but I hopefully was able to get them all set up. I wanted to mention to you, if you are thinking of joining an event, we got a great event coming up in June, on June the 25th, mark your calendar. One of my friends, Catherine Morehouse, and I, we are doing a stamp camp together, and that is from 10 o'clock in the morning until 5 o'clock. We have got together, and we've got some great ideas, and we've decided we're not just going to do 10 plain old cards. We've decided we're going to do some cards, some regular cards, and then we're going to do a couple of fancy fold cards. So we're working on that, and then we're going to teach you how to make a couple of packages. So it is not just about cards. We've decided to make it a stamp camp with a twist. So June the 25th, you want to mark that on the calendar. If you have any questions, comment below, and I'll send you some information about that. Now, I wanted to show you some cards that we've got going on here. We had on Sunday, we decided to have a little class, and it was the Friendly Hello class, and we used the stamps from there. It was so much fun, and if you weren't able to join me, but you did pay for it, the video is listed in a private link for you, so you can watch it again. So these are a couple of the cards we made. So this is one of the designs you could have made, and this is actually one of my favorite ones. Whoop, there we go. There you can see it there. It's really cool. You can't quite tell there's some Wink of Stella on that. It was so much fun making that. I've got a couple of more cards I want to show you. I've been using up some of my scraps. So last night I was sitting at my desk and I was pulling out some of the little packages, you know, just pieces of paper that I'd have. And I thought, oh, wouldn't that make a cool card? And what I had was, I'm going to show you. So I had this piece of paper with a cutout from a leaf, and I thought, well, what am I going to do with that? So I've grabbed some of the paper, and I put it behind. So when you look inside, there's the full sheet, and then I added a little bit more. Now, this is from the Ocean Waves Designer Series paper, but that paper is only available for a little while, so you got to grab that, and it won't be in the next annual catalog. So this is really great paper. So what I decided to do is just fill it in behind the cutout. Now, this was a scrap piece of paper I was going to, thinking of getting rid of, but it turned out really nice, and all I have to do is just add a little sentiment here. Little white. I haven't finished it, but it's in its way. It's on its way, shall I say. I think I've shown you this one. This is another one from the Ocean Waves. There we go, like the waves there. And what I did is on this one, this is actually one of my boo-boos from the foil paper when I cut too many of them at the same time because I was just so excited. But on the top, I used this pearlescent paper, and it looks really nice. Oh, you can't quite tell, but it's not quite a basic white. It gives a bit of a shine to it. So it was very cool. And I think I've shown you this one. This was a card I made, and I just stamped on the acetate. So on the inside, on the outside is the acetate, so I stamped a picture on that, and there we go. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then I was going, oh, you know what, I really liked that foil from the Ocean Waves, and I thought, well, let's just see what happens when you emboss it. So this card is the Pool Party foil, and all I did was just emboss it with there's some seashells, and it turned out really nice. Very simple. That's it. That's all I'm going to do to the card. A little piece of leftover ribbon, and all I have to do is try and figure out what white sentiment I'm going to put on top, or you know, what shape I'm going to use. I got a couple that I can kind of figure out, but how gorgeous is that? And I'm just going to mail it just like this. So I'm thinking I got to buy more of that foil paper and do a ton of this, because this was super, super simple. Okay, love it. That foil paper turned out really good. So I have pieces left over, right? I got always bits and bobs around. So this is another one, is I stamped on a piece of white, a circle, because why not? I just had the circle and I thought I'd stamp. And on this piece of Night of Navy, I took some white ink and stamped it, but I didn't like it. So I thought, well, you know what? I got this white piece and I got this piece. Let's what happens if I just overlap them. So I put them together. This, like I said, these are not done. I'm going to add a few of the rhinestones, which are absolutely gorgeous. I put a little bit of DSP on the top, just need a little sentiment, and that's it. And I thought, you know what? I just pile up all the pieces that, you know, that I create, and then I'll sit down and just kind of put it together. Why not? That's great for imperfection, again, right? It doesn't have to be perfect, but I put it all together, and it looks absolutely fantastic. So same like scraps of paper. I had leftover scraps of paper and I thought, what am I going to make? Look at this. So what I did is I took the paper and I made a huge card like that. You know what? There are so many things that you can do with little bits of paper. Even though they're not finished, at least I have some nice bases to begin with. And maybe I should do a challenge that I'm going to mail out packages. This is what I was thinking of doing, mailing out packages, and in each package will be this 3 of the same things. I'm not gonna, and what we'll do is we'll get together and try and make cards just out of that and go totally blind. That'd be a fun challenge, don't you think? Anyways, are you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Have you got your ink? I'm gonna place you up on the camera mount. Okay, so hold on a second. I don't want you to get seasick. Whoa, there we go. And up on the camera mount. So there we go. Hopefully nothing will fall down. And we will, oops, there we go. All right, you still there? Okay, all righty. Let's get started. I'll move my this is my camera mount. So there's a rock in a box and another box. And that's my camera mount for when you're on seeing me the other way. So that's very technical. So as I said, Tina Kavergich, if you have any questions, please drop me an email at northernstamper@gmail.com. Okay? So as I mentioned, my Momento ink is kind of drying out. So what I'm going to do is take my Momento Ink Refill, okay, and I'm going to put a little bit on, and make sure that you have like a scrap of paper. Not just a like flimsy scrap. Try and find something that's like a piece of cardstock, if you can. Something a little stronger. So I just went through the garbage and pulled that out. So I'm going to add a couple of drops on. And what I want to do is actually kind of, oh, it's going away. I'm going to kind of move it around with the, so it's soaked right in, and it really needs more. Okay, let's kind of keep going like that. And it is soaking in, and I want to try and move it with the scrap of paper so it gets even. You could do this with a credit card. I don't suggest you do it with your like American Express or stuff like that. Maybe like a Chapters card or your Costco card or a library card that you no longer use. So I'm just going to move that ink around. So that's it. And what I'm going to do is I'm now going to test it out. So I'm going to get one of my little happy hedgehogs. Let's get them out and test it out on a piece of cardstock. Okay. For the longest time, I always was hesitant about re-inking my items. And I actually want the hedgehog that goes the other way. Is it this way or that way? Let's find out. So I'm going to get a scrap of paper, going to ink it up, and let's see how it turned out. Oh, that's pretty squeaky. Oh, see? Turned out great. Fantastic on the inking there. So there's one hedgehog. Well, you know what? When you got one hedgehog, you got to have two hedgehogs. Aren't these guys just the cutest you've ever seen? Oh my gosh. Got Gotta make sure I put him on the right size block. And we'll put him on the other side. They are so darn cute. Oh my gosh, they are so cute. Aren't they cute? Just can't get over how cute they are. All right, so we've got our Memento all nicely inked up today. And let's get started. So let's first start with our piece of black cardstock. So what you're going to have to do is actually cut it. So that's why you have one full piece. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our trimmer, and I'm pulling out the extended arm on this. And my first cut is going to be at 8.5. So the cardstock is landscape, so it's long. So the first cut is at 8.5. Okay. So I'll write this down. Where is my little writing things? So here we go. Let's do our first cut. I'll put it here. Our first cut is 8.5 long. Okay. Gonna 8.5 long. I'll leave that there. So I'm gonna cut that. Okay. The next piece, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to score it at 3.5. Okay, I'm going to score it at 3.5. And just to make sure, I'm going to fold it, turn it over, and cut it at 3.5. Okay, so it's even. Just to double check, so I was going from memory, I'm going to get these in a little envelope just to make sure it fits. Look at that, fits right in. Okay, so I cut it at 8.5 long, and then scored it at 3.5, folded it, and then cut it again. All right. So if you have any questions, let me know, comment. I will try and keep an eye on the comments for you. So let's put that there. That's kind of what we needed to do to make the card base. So now,
oh my goodness, what happened there? I do apologize. It seems that we had a bit of a glitch. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to give it a few minutes for you to come back on. I'm not sure at what point it stopped at, so give me a comment. Let me know that you have found me and reloaded the page. Okay. So as I said, we have our card base. I don't know how far back I have to go, but we have our card base. And what I'm going to do is actually cut on the score line. So we want to bring that, cut that first flap off. So I'm going to go to the 3.5 mark. 3.5 mark, there we go. And I'm actually going to cut off that front part of the card. Okay. So now I have two pieces here. So hopefully you are able to do that. Now you've got the two pieces. Just let me know that you've been able to rejoin. I think we had a bit of a internet problem, so I don't know what went wrong. So, okay. So now we have our two pieces, and what we're going to do is we are going to take one of the pieces. So this is from our very first cut, and we want to place it. If we look, we can place it back on, but we want to attach it to one of the card bases. So I'm going to put this one aside for now. Okay. So I have the bottom base of the card. Remember, I folded it over and then I cut it at 3.5. I cut the top part off and then I'm just using the bottom piece. Okay. The first piece that we cut from the cardstock, is left over, and what we're going to do is make a little bit of a hinge here. All right, so what we want to do is make a little bit of a hinge. Okay, so we're going to take that first piece. So let's move our card base off to this side. Yeah, I see there's something seems to be going on. I'm not 100% sure. I asked my kids to get off the internet, so hopefully that was it, but I know that we're getting up to some winds, so that may have a little bit of effect. All right, so the card base is off to the side. I'm very quiet. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Okay. Oh dear, oh dear. So what I'm going to do is I'll try and talk a little louder. I don't know how to increase the volume on this at the moment, and I will try and find that a little later. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to just keep going. We are going to score this piece that we have, and we're going to do a very small score at, let me write this down for you. We are going to score it at 1/2. We're going to score the top piece at 1.5. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. And what's going to happen, oh my goodness, I do apologize about that. So what we're going to do is then fold it on that score line that we've created on the top. Okay. All right. So we've created a little score line so that when we can glue it down, it will be glued down to the left side. Okay. So I'm going to take that, add a little glue, or you could even tape it if you like. And I'm going to glue it onto the left side. So there's that mark. There we go. And or if you want, you could use a little bit of tape and just hold it down. Okay. All right. Okay, so I have the little flap. There's the little flap on this. So I'm going to take one of my pieces, and it's going to lay on top. But it's a little bit large, so I'm going to cut this off. So I'm just going to cut off a small little piece. So that it fits on. There we go. So I can see that it's all the way around. Just a little frame all the way around. Okay. Once you have that done, you're going to glue this down. Okay. What size is the top piece? Very good question. Okay. The top piece is it's 2.5. So the top piece two and a half high. Okay. And then it is 8.5 long. Okay, so it is 2.5 high, 2.5 high, 8.5 long, and then you're going to score it on the edge here. Okay, so that's what we have. And then on the edge, you just tape it down a little bit on the inside. And I take this DSP, is going to be 8 inches long by, so that was 3 1/4 high. So we have it 8 inches long and then 3 1/4 high. Okay, there we go. And I'm just going to glue that down. Okay, so I have that glued all down. So when I close it, I can see a little bit around. Okay, so there we go. We have it all, the DSP is glued down to the bottom. Okay, and inside the package should be a piece of designer series paper. And I'm going to place that on the top there. So there we go. We have the top designer series paper. And I'm going to cut this. And I'm going to cut it as long. So I'm going to make a little mark. And I'm just going to cut right there. So I've measured it and I'm going to cut it. So I want a piece on the top and the bottom. There we go. Okay, so there we go. So now I have this piece and I'm going to center it. I can see the top. There's a nice frame around the top, a little bit on the edge, around the edge there. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down. And that actually will make, there we go. So when we fold it open, we have it like that. There we go. So there's a little bit of space on the top, a little space on the bottom, and on the left and the right. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you've gotten this far. I don't want to go too far or too quickly without you. I know there's some technical issues, but I will try and fix this before the next time. Okay, so once we have this done, we can place maybe like we can do a square. We can take this and, oops, you can make a square or a circle. So I have a circle. So maybe you want to do a circle with a sentiment. Okay, maybe you want to do that. So, or in your package might be one, so you could do that. If not, maybe you want to do, so this is one of the punches that we have, and maybe you want to do a punch like that, and a piece like this. So maybe you want to do it like that. So I'm trying to give you some different ideas that you could make, or maybe you even just want to make a square. So let's make a little square, which is, I don't know, let's make it 3 by 3. Okay. There may be a pre-punched circle in your package, so take a look. Hopefully I put one in. Okay. Or maybe you want to do a little square. So you could always do a little square too. So whichever one that you want is the best. So this square might be a little large. Can always take it down a little bit. So let's take it down to 2.5. Now this is all up to you. This is just for your sentiment. 2.5. And or if you want a different shape. Okay. So I can do the square. I can put the square on. I can even do that. Square. If not, I can do, as I said, I can do this one. I'm not sure which one I like best. I can do that. Or I can do a circle. I like that. But I think I like the square. I might do the square. And where was my little hedgehog? Little hedgehog. Now I lost my little hedgehog punch. Let's get the little hedgehog going. I think today this is a great example of perfection. So today was not totally perfect, especially on some of the video. Totally imperfect. So, but I think that's okay. So let's get this little guy out here. We'll do a couple of these maybe. So I can do that. Maybe I'll have him on here. Like that. And I'll have to cut this guy out. There we go. It's too bad they didn't have the little punch for this guy too on the other side. And we can put a little sentiment. There we go. Let's look for one of the sentiments. See which one I want. Oh, look at that. This is going to look really cute. Okay. Let's get a little toadstool even. Okay. We're going to design some of the front. So here we go. Totally off script. Totally off script. And there we go. Oh my gosh, that looks so cute. We're going to do our sentiment. I'd be curious on what, oh, there we go. Oh, make sure that it's well inked. Be curious on what shape and sentiment you use on your card. Oh, that's so cute. And then I can color that in. Oh, let's put that on here. Bring that back in. I promise for the next time I will figure out what is wrong with the volume and the internet here. I think I do have a feeling I know what's wrong. So I'm going to put that on there. Okay. Let me know how your day is going. I think this was a little stressful, a little bit too much for me, but that's okay. Everything happens and it is good. And you know what? This card is turning out as cute as a button as could be, because this, I'm telling you, is not exactly what I had planned to make. But I think he's turning out super cute. All I need to do is do a little bit of coloring on him. And I think he's going to turn out great. So, oh my gosh, these guys are so cute. That is, considering what happened to me today, I think this is absolutely adorable. Like, aren't those guys something else? And actually, let's give them a little bit of coloring. Now, I'm going to be using some of the new Stampin Blends, which have the different colors. These are the flesh tone colors, so let's do a little bit of that. Aren't they not cute? They are super cute. And you know what? I think that kind of makes me feel better for the issues with the internet. I do apologize again. Like I said, I'm going to figure that out. But, oh my gosh, I think I'm in love with these guys. They are so adorable. I don't know, did anybody else get these super cute little hedgehogs? So I'm using the Stampin Blends. These are the skin tone colors. And they are actually beautiful, beautiful colors. So they're currently on back order, but you can get them in a little bit. So when they do come back, make sure that you pick them up. They are fantastic. Like, look at these colors. They look really nice. So let's color this guy in. Now I'm using 3 different colors here. So I've learned that with the Stampin Blends, you don't need to stick with just the 2 colors. When you actually blend with 3 or 4 colors, they can turn out really nice. Beautiful, beautiful colors. So I just wanted to show you what these guys can look like. All right. Oh my gosh, that is so adorable. Oh, Sharon bought them when they first, oh my goodness. Oh, did you make anything with it? I think I have to color this guy upside down. I can't quite get to him. So I think I'm going to be making a little bit more with these guys. So cute. So cute. So hopefully you were able to keep up with making this kind of card. I wanted to show you, it is a little bit of a fancy fold because we cut off the front and made a little flap. So next week I will have these issues fixed up and we're going to do a different fancy fold on the Slimline cards. Okay, so hopefully you'll be able to join me for next week on another fancy fold card. So I'm going to finish this guy up. There we go with the now you can see as the blend colors come in here. So they start to kind of go into, isn't that so cute? There we go. That is really cute. What I'm going to do is I'm going to color the little toadstool and then take a picture. And now if you want, you can always add a strip of a piece of white in there. You'll have to cut a piece of white, or you could just write on top. So it's up to you. So you would have to just cut that down and put that in. Okay, there you go. Isn't that cute? That is such a cute little card. Thank you very much for joining me, and I do apologize for all of the technical issues, but hopefully you'll be able to make this card again. Okay? Thanks a lot. Let me know what you think, and have a great day.